Turning back to night one of the Republican National Convention last night, the speakers focused their attacks last night on presumptive Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton.
We do not need a reckless president who believes she is above the law.
Hillary Clinton's experience is the basis for her campaign. Hillary Clinton's experience is exactly the reason she should not be president of the United States.
Hillary Clinton has failed to stop the expansion of terrorism. Her policies in Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria have created more safe havens for terrorism.
I want to bring in right now former chief speechwriter and White House advisor for President Bill Clinton, Don Baer, with us. Don, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Maria.
What's the pushback on all of this pushback on Hillary Clinton?
The pushback from Clinton would be, first off, Donald Trump is a hugely risky choice to be president of the United States. There's no way he's qualified for it in a dangerous world, in a world that requires serious leadership, number one. Number two, she's talking about bringing the country together so that we can sort of deal with our problems. All of these speeches are about dividing the country even more deeply.
Well, his speeches are about putting America first, right? I mean, not necessarily dividing, but putting America first.
Actually, his speeches are about putting Donald Trump first, and I think people are beginning to see now. Now, those speeches last night were aimed at the hardcore right-wing base. Right? They're trying to shore it up as they sort of move through this week. Who knows? Maybe Donald Trump will embrace the whole country and bring us together again and completely renounce all of the divisive things he's been saying for the last year. Maybe. But I doubt it.
Do you think President Obama has been divisive?
No, I don't. You look at people's reaction to President Obama has been divisive. Look at the speech that he gave in Dallas last week. That was not a divisive speech. That was a unifying speech. That was a speech speaking to all sides of the problems that we have in this country and saying, put it down and come together, which is exactly what Hillary Clinton said at the NAACP yesterday.
Yeah, with respect, I think this president is the most divisive president we've had in modern history. It started in Cambridge when he said that the police were acting stupidly. He's involved himself in issues when he hasn't had all the facts, and he does not speak to his own party. When I was there for 3 years, the Democrats would complain that he's been aloof and checked out. It was actually Joe Biden who's actually done a lot of the work there. When you compare Donald Trump and his alleged inexperience, and you hear Hillary talk about job creation and criticizing his job record, she's never created a job. He has. Whether you like it or not, there are many businessmen, and Ed can certainly refer to this, who have failed in the creation of jobs and will continue to fail. That's what capitalism is all about. But when you compare the opportunities we have under a potential Trump administration versus the divisiveness and continuation of the stagnant economy under this president, I think people are going to come out in droves and send a very powerful message. And that's what Washington is not paying attention to right now.
Yeah.
I think the president has been seriously divisive. One of the greatest characteristics of the president ought to be leadership, bringing people together, getting them focused on strategic goals, big picture, moving forward with success. And when it doesn't work, go to plan B, but keep moving forward. Yeah. We're regressing terribly. Household income down in the middle class, $4,000. We've shut down the coal industry in the United States. Let's clean it up, not shut it down. We got poverty in West Virginia that's staggering. There's a lot of very angry people in the United States today because of the way this guy does not lead.
There's a lot of angry people in this country today because we're going through a massive economic shift, which you know very well, and we have not. And I agree, we have not done enough to help bring the people along who we can't go back. And the problem with Donald Trump's agenda is it's about going back and sort of pretending that somehow or another we can reverse the forces of the universe and the global economy. We cannot. We have to find a way to move forward into that.
Can she separate herself from the commentary here about Obama?
Sure she can. But
she's saying she wants to build on Obamacare, build on Dodd-Frank, build on his policies.
Well, she does want to build on those. She wants to improve them. She's talked about Obamacare. She's talked about Dodd-Frank. She's talked about all measure of things. She is the person who can take these things and refine them to make them work for all the American people.
By raising taxes and putting more and more regulations on people, a lack of regulatory and tax certainty is what's crippling American businesses. You've heard Grover earlier talking about new taxes on the hardworking people who have 2, 3, maybe 4 jobs trying to pay the bills. It's unbelievable.
So, Scott, you use the right word, certainty. Does anyone think you're going to have certainty with someone as risky as Donald Trump?
I do,
Come
because
on.
you're going to bring in somebody who actually has business experience, who's going to bring in good people around him, who's going to give him that guidance that he needs.
Bilking small businessmen across this country.
I don't look at what people say. I look at what they do. And Hillary Clinton has abandoned her people. She left those guys at Benghazi to their own devices. They got killed because of her lack of leadership. She went home. She lied to the American people, and she told her daughter the truth. That's just bad leadership.
Is she going to mention
any of this? She's going to be bad for this country. Is she going to push back on any of this Benghazi pushback?
She pushed back against the Benghazi committee and left them in rags when she was with them. If she has to do it again, she will. But the real point is, move forward. Let's start dealing with the real problems this country has and stop the kind of things that are designed to divide us as a country.
All right, we'll leave it there. John, good to see you.